What's good, y'all? I'm gonna get right into this because I play a lot of FC 25, and one thing I'm not dealing with is not being able to play the game. I know one thing. This title is called FC 25 is completely unplayable. I haven't had I haven't had any issues with this game. Maybe there's something I don't know about. Maybe he means unplayable in a different way. I don't know. I'm very interested in seeing what is unplayable about FC 25. Personally, I'm enjoying the game. I'm enjoying the game. No, I'm not sponsored or partnered with EA Sports, nothing like that. It's just a personal thing. I'm enjoying the game. I haven't had any. I had one issue, and that was my fault because I got to fix my internet. But that was me setting up because I just moved to my new place. That was it. So it's not the game, it's me. Online. Well, I only play online except for squad battles to get some coins because I don't really spend a lot of money for packs and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't. I'm interested in seeing what is the problem with FC 25 because it's not just him. Other people made videos talking about how bad FC 25 is, and maybe some people have said a lot of the people that are complaining online, they're complaining because they're burnt out. Like they played FIFA for such a long time that now it's just anything is wrong, even when the game's not wrong. And then there are some that are saying no, the game does have its faults. So I want to figure out for myself what they're talking about. And honestly, maybe these people who play for years upon years know a whole lot more than I do. Well, no, they know probably. They do know a whole lot more than I do. So I'm not going to sit here and debate them. I'm just going to share my experience, what I deal with. But in fairness, I only been playing this game for a few years. So some of these people that are online been playing since they were kids, 10, 15 years for now. Anyway, so let's see. I'm curious to see what's going on with FC 25. Shout out to Dagnall. I'm going to put his this video description below the original video. And every time I react to a video, I'm always going to give a like. Unless it's something that I called that was very toxic and, you know, something I don't support, then I won't like it. And I'll just tell y'all that, you know, I'm not behind it. But it's usually not like that on here on YouTube for the stuff I look at. People can have their opinions on the game. But we'll see. Let's get into this.
Back here, bro.
Wait, what's with the quality?
100%.
Is that... Oh, no, it's not me. All right. Let me go back. Oh, it's lagging on it. See, I don't... Well, I take that... I've dealt with that a couple times.
100% a hacker. Here we go. DC hacks. All right.
There's hackers in FC 25?
What is this? It's like a scratch card.
Now, contrary to these FIFA videos, I'm actually not a...
There's literally cheaters in FC 25? I would not have thought. Wow. Dang. There's cheaters in every game, huh? I would have never thought a soccer game there's cheaters.
negative person every single chance I get. In fact, I'm pretty easy to please. Case in point, I enjoyed Cyberpunk 2077.
I like him already. I like you already. Great game right there. People know I'm one of those people that give this game high praise. I knew there was something. No, I'm just kidding. But no, shout out to you. Shout out to you.
The day one release of Cyberpunk 2077. The glitches were hilarious, okay? You would think I'm Negative Nancy's son, Depression Dagnall, with the way I talk about these FIFA games. But the difference between a game like Cyberpunk 2077 and FC 25 is that Cyberpunk was a funny bad game. And despite the numerous bugs and glitches, it actually managed to do a few things right, like the creative storytelling, the voice acting, and the random hijinks you could get into. And again, some of the glitches just made the game significantly better. Not to mention, Cyberpunk is not on a yearly release cycle, so even though the day one version got an understandably poor reception, they've continued to roll out.
I'm about to say they fixed it, and now it's a perfect game. It's been a perfect game for a while.
FC 25, on the other hand, is not a funny bad game. It is a sad bad game. There's maybe a few bugs that are a little funny, sure, but more often than not, we're seeing game-breaking glitches that completely ruin any type of competitiveness that you would expect of an esport game, or, you know, something made from a literal billion-dollar company. And of course, we're at that point in the FIFA cycle, the same cycle we've been repeating since FIFA 18, where EA start making more and more mistakes, the meta has been found and people start abusing it because the gameplay wasn't good enough to begin with, and some type of patch gets released that makes the gameplay even worse and everything a lot slower. In my honest review video of FC 25, I actually predicted that the game would do poorly, and I listed a few reasons. One, there will certainly be a patch or a series of patches that will inevitably plunge the game into an AI-assisted nightmare that makes the game annoying to play. Two, there will eventually be a new meta that's discovered that will make the game boring to play. No one is spamming the same thing every single game. Yeah, because no one knows how to do anything yet. Just give it a month. You just wait and see. And the third thing is because every single year and in every FIFA, there are EA mistakes, bugs, glitches, slow menus, and bad servers that make the game even less enjoyable. Each of these three things have happened, and they're why the game is falling off at a faster rate than the previous editions of the game.
Wow.
So let's talk about those things, point by point, to show you how
in fairness, I haven't really dealt with these issues right here.
Starting with
dealt with a
EA
little
mistakes.
lag, but
now,
that's
these
about
EA
it.
Mistakes come
Once
in
in a blue moon.
different flavors, some of them being gameplay related,
And not
like
this
those
bad.
bugs
Like, that's
and
bad.
glitches, and everything else being non-gameplay related, like content problems. Basically, I'm talking about things that EA did not intend to happen. And starting with those gameplay related mistakes, there's actually one glitch or bug that I've seen way more often this year than any other version. The amount of times that I've seen it this year is ridiculous. I'm talking about the glitch where two players collide with the ball in between them and the ball missiles into the net, no doubt breaking the speed of sound in the process. Now honestly, this would be pretty funny if it did not impact the match. Hell, I wouldn't even be that upset if it wasn't happening so often. But at the moment,
yeah, I have never bumped into that. Thank God.
Bug in the past. Now, like I said, that bug is probably happening.
But these people are experiencing it, play a whole lot more than I do.
But are there any other gameplay-related problems? Well, I'm so glad you asked. What about the attacking AI being so horrific that it's gone beyond just bad and into broken? Look at Mbappe here. He has 90+ attack positioning. He's in his natural role of advanced forward, but he just turns away from the play, presumably to run back to PSG. Now, as I mentioned, there's also non-gameplay related mistakes as well, because as I said, it's just things that EA did not intend to happen. So what better mistake to make than to mess up the one thing that's been halfway decent between the two iterations of the game? Evolutions. Even though this bug is now fixed, there was a fairly significant period of time when Evolutions was broken and nothing for the feature was released. I can't even imagine that I'd still be playing if the one thing that kept me in the game for as long as it did last year was suddenly broken in a game where grinding is a necessity.
I understand
Moving
that.
on,
I thought it was something I was doing wrong, and I don't have anybody I play with, so I couldn't ask anybody. So I was looking online to see if I did something wrong with Evolutions, and I couldn't find an answer. Now I'm seeing this here, I'm like, huh, so it wasn't just me. Okay, I did have an issue with this.
even those who would still continue to grind had their biggest reason to play stop working, as rewards were not being sent out properly. I mean, if you take away rewards from FIFA players, they will absolutely send threats to the EA headquarters. And what's crazy is that I could pull out a grocery list of issues with other aspects of the game, like League SBCs not being well thought out, but I honestly think that this was something intended by EA because it forces the player base to spend more money or time on the game. All of these mistakes, from gameplay to content, have been a larger detriment than usual, and as I said, it's making the game fall off faster
That's crazy
than
to see
ever
that
before.
shot like that.
Moving
I've never
on to the
bumped
meta.
into that.
Now, this is obviously a staple in every single FIFA game, but there are certainly better or worse metas than others. This year, it seems like Travelas, yet again, are the meta, and I'm not sure how this happened exactly, because usually, whenever something is OP or meta in one FIFA, it's gonna be nerfed in the next one. I guess they decided that the bare minimum wasn't worth doing this year and kept that part of the meta alive and well, because, you know, we're all masochists who will keep coming back for more. But for this next part, I actually have to give EA a bit of credit here. Now, the community consistently asks for throwbacks, and we actually got something like that for FIFA 23 with the soundtrack. So props to EA because they did it again this year, reviving one of the worst metas of all time and making the first time finesse shots while facing away from the goal back into the game. Honestly though, I don't know.
That was there last year too, right? I remember someone talking to me about that.
Especially when it's not a brand new mechanic. Power shots, for example, were pretty overpowered when they were first introduced, and I can at least wrap my head around that, since it was a new mechanic and balancing was most likely going to be needed. But this first time 180-degree no-scope finesses into the corner? It's like they don't even play test this game and expect every single person to play quote-unquote normal. Well, I'm about to go all white dad on EA right now because newsflash, buddy. Not only should you get non-AI, non-NPC real-life humans to play test your game, but your community is not normal. Why would you expect them to play normal? And not to mention, the groundwork of the meta has been the same for the past 5, 6, 7 years as well, often rewarding defensive, boring, and abusive gameplay with very few alternatives. So even if some of the newer mechanics were indeed fixed, it wouldn't even solve everything. Now here's the thing, I would obviously love if a video game did not have a meta or an overpowered mechanic, but that's difficult for any video game company, let alone a company as incompetent as EA Sports. So at the very least, I would appreciate some type of patch or adjustment to fix the game, but as we know, those first big patches tend to leave the game in a worse off state.
So how long is this? Alright, this video's been out for 2 weeks. Who knows? Maybe they did fix it.
Patch typically
I've been
has
on vacation,
some hype
so I've missed
around it
something.
because some of the bigger problems are said to be addressed and fixed. For example, one of the first patches looked to nerf Travellas, something that we talked about earlier, as well as nerfing 5 of the back formations, nerfing defending AI, and improving dribbling and passing. Lots of excitement was going around because people thought that the game was finally fixed.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
It unsurprisingly made everything worse because not only were some of these things that were supposed to be addressed not addressed, but they actually made some parts of the gameplay extremely slow and unresponsive. And this isn't some sort of placebo effect either. There were multiple big name content creators asking what the hell happened to the gameplay. Now part of it is yes, the gameplay does indeed get worse because more people get on it the day of or after a patch to test the game, thereby slowing down the servers for that game. And the thing is, I would be upset about that, but Little Nibbles here is just running as fast as he can to power those servers. I can't be mad at him. The other part that makes everything worse after the patch is that the few broken mechanics that aren't able to be patched get even more understood and more popular, meaning everyone and their mother starts to do them, which decreases the skill gap and the enjoyment levels. Now in that FC review video, I did correctly predict that the game would fall off, but I didn't list all of the correct reasons, because one of them I didn't even mention because it had not been so widespread before, and that reason is the hackers. Whether it be forced speed up lag on a content creator who I'm sure has some of the best internet in the entire country, or someone giving their player abilities only seen in Mystery Ball, the hacks this year have been out of control. It's even gotten to the point where those on console are playing against hackers more than just a couple times the entire FIFA cycle. And this tweet is such an encapsulation of the problem right now. You have the gameplay that's terrible. You have more and more people being driven towards cheating. You have EA who is so apathetic that they haven't even addressed the situation, let alone fix it. And then you have those scumbums who are so desperate to win that they are hacking in Rush. Now most of the time it's not good to
I've never bumped into that. That's crazy. I play a lot of Rush.
And then you have those scumbums who are so desperate.
How do you do that, bro? Actually, don't tell me. Don't tell me. You know, I tell people this all the time. One of the things I love, and I tell, you know, because when I play a game and I'm good at it, there's people like, you cheat, you cheat. I'm like, bro, I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating. You just got to practice. You know, I'm not going to be tossed about and say, you're just garbage. No, you just got to practice. And it was like, no, you're cheating because this. I said, bro, I don't even know how to cheat. I don't know I tell people all the time, if you're going to let me know how people do these mechanics to cheat, I tell them, don't tell me. I always say, it's sometimes best to not even know, so you can't even be a suspect of it. I'm the only one doing this whole YouTube thing. I'm by myself in here, So I'm very ignorant to the whole fact with any kind of game when it comes to cheating. I don't know how they do it. I only want to learn how to. Someone was like, I remember one time, what game was I playing? Call of Duty, and they was like, hey, you want to know? No, Overwatch. Excuse me. You want to know how you can do this and that and see what? I'm like, nope. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Matter of fact, I don't even want to play with you, bro. I don't want to play with you. You cheating? He's like, yeah, it's not a big deal. No, it's a big deal to me. And the way to help me keep away from even accusations of cheating is for me to not even know how to do it. That's interesting, though, how you can just move the clock like that. Like, bro, people be really investigating how to cheat in a game. It's like, is your life that bad? There's no victory in doing that. Your life must be really bad for you to have to cheat in a video game. I always say that. I'm like, if you're cheating, you're just not winning in anything, huh? Because I won this game. No, you didn't. You cheated. That negates any win that you have. It was like, oh man, life must be really bad for you to have to cheat out here.
Now, most of the time, it's not good to compare yourself to other people. But this is the exception. I want everyone to know that no matter how bad you feel about yourself, no matter how bleak everything may seem, your life isn't as bad as whatever drove this person to hack during a non-competitive, off-brand game mode.
Right, you ain't getting no money, and even then, it's still bad. But yeah, we on the same page. We on the same page. He's literally saying what I just said.
Let's be honest, and I mean really honest with ourselves here. Did we really expect anything to change? Insanity is just trying something over and over, thinking that the result will change. But you can also say insanity is expecting EA to create a half-decent product when one has not been made in 8 years. If this is not your wake-up call, then I'm not sure what is. Because if we do not hold EA accountable, then these guys are going to be the ones that speak for the community. The player pick animation is such a W.
Shut the f*** up, dog, you f***ing skunk!
I will ask, though, what was the best FIFA year? Because as a person who's been playing for a few years now, I don't know. I can't give an answer to that. But for those who've been playing FIFA for a long time, what is the best year? The last best year, I guess you want to call it, a FIFA. Personally, I'm not having a lot of issues, but I'm not putting tons of hours in this game. I put hours into it, but not like these players are showing. So my knowledge and theirs can be different. I share my experience. Theirs probably have a lot more hours, so they bump into a lot more than I do. But yeah, that's crazy that you can cheat to make the time go faster. That's crazy. I've never heard of something like that before. But good. I like the fact that I like being ignorant to that stuff because it keeps me out of those accusations. But yeah, let me know in the comment section though, what was the best FIFA? I'll put his original video in the description below. Y'all take care. I'll see you later.